All right, welcome. Welcome to Literacy. This is session 3 of week 2 of term 2, and I am your host of this session, Con Buliopoulos from 3CB. Now, the learning intention for today's session is, we are learning to recognize different opinions in a text. Now, hopefully, you have watched the video on I Wanna Iguana. I'm going to give you a couple of moments to go back, watch it again, or go back at the very least and revisit what was in that text. Because what a good reader can do is a good reader can go back, reread something to gain a greater understanding. Go back and do it for me, please. Great job. You did that. Well done. Now, our success criteria for today's session is number 1, I know what an opinion is. That's what you are going to learn by the end of this video with me if you stick it out. Success criteria number, I know people have different opinions. All right, that's our second success criteria. And number 3, I recognize how people use different reasons to support their opinions. Now, quickly, what is an opinion? Now, an opinion is something that you feel or something that you think, and it is yours. Your opinion belongs to you. And an opinion doesn't need to be right and it doesn't need to be wrong, but it does need to be yours. Now, the great thing about opinions is you can have an opinion about anything. You might feel really strongly about something that's got to do with tennis. You might feel Roger Federer is the best tennis player ever. That's your opinion. Someone might say, I think Rafael Nadal is the best tennis player ever.
I think Novak Djokovic is the best tennis player.
Now, my little girl, Lily, she loves Ash Barty. That's her favorite tennis player. Is that right, Lily? Yeah? Now, that's the great thing about an opinion. We all have different opinions, and it's really important to respect somebody's opinion because it can't be wrong. Remember that. And it also means that your opinion can't be right. It just makes it so special because it belongs to you. Now, I'm going to give you 2 sentences, 2 examples, example 1 and example 2. And all I want you to do is have a think about which one is the opinion and which one is concrete, which one is fact. So here are your 2 examples. Example number 1, I like cats. That is the first example. Second example, a cat has a tail. Now have a think for me. Is it example 1 or is it example 2? Which one is an opinion? Yes, you're correct. It is example 1. Example 1, I like cats, is an opinion. It doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it's mine. And that is really important to understand. Now, as we grow older, it's really important to us to find other people who share a lot of the same opinions as us. All right. Now, you might like to play tennis in the backyard. You might like to play a little bit of soccer on the oval at school. And it's really important to you to find another friend who likes to play soccer as well. And by sharing the same opinions, sometimes they can help build really good friendships. What people like to do is they like to convince, they like to persuade others to agree with their opinion. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually really special and it's a very good skill to have, to be able to convince, to be able to persuade someone to share your opinion. And that's another thing that's really special about an opinion, and that is that you can change your opinion. Your opinion can change. If you right now, you don't like soccer, you don't like playing soccer, and then you grow up and you find that you're actually quite good at it and you like playing it, there is nothing wrong with changing your opinion. And that's what makes opinions so special. They're yours, they belong to you, and you can change them. There's no contract. You can't stick to the one opinion forever. You can change it around. And a lot of the time, people love to try and convince. They like to persuade others to change their opinion. Now, what does convince and what does persuade mean? They're big words. Basically, they just mean you try to get someone to change their mind and agree with what you think. That's what that means. Now, I want to give you a couple of moments to go back and have a watch once more of the text that we provided you for literacy session 2. And that was I Wanna Iguana. Can you please go back and re-watch that? Because a good reader reads something more than once, because when you do read something more than once, you gain a greater understanding of it. So please go back, have a watch of I Want an Iguana, and have a think about how Alex is trying to persuade, he's trying to convince his mum to have a pet iguana. Please, thank you. All right, now let's have a look at what our success criteria is for today. We have 3 success criteria. Our first one is I know what an opinion is. I hope that you do by now, because we're going to move on to the next phase of our introduction. Our second success criteria, and it's always good to go back and forth, go back and forth, go back and forth. I can repeat the success criteria to you over and over. It's really important that you know them. Our second one, I know people have different opinions. I hope we got that now. And third, I recognize how people use different reasons to support their opinions. And they're the 3, all right? Now that you've had a chance to re-watch I Want an Iguana, we're going to create a T-chart together using Zoom and the Zoom platform. Now this T-chart is going to be split into 2 different sections, and they are Alex's side and Mum's side. And we're going to look at our success criteria number 3. So we're going to look at how people use different reasons to support their opinions. Now, Alex really wanted a pet iguana, and he kept writing letters to Mum to try to convince Mum to let him have a pet iguana. Now, Mum gave him reasons why he shouldn't. And they went back and forth, a bit like a tennis match, just hitting the ball back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, when we create our T-chart, we're going to think of reasons why Alex wanted the iguana and reasons why he tried to convince Mum. And we're going to look at Mum's side too. Because remember, I know people have different opinions, and Alex's mum has a different opinion to Alex. We're going to look at her reasons as well. Now, before you continue watching this video, you can put it on pause and you can create your own T-chart if you like. And then when I make mine, you can compare yours to mine, see how close you get. It can make it a little bit fun for you. All right, so I hope you can see my screen right now. I have made a T-chart, and on that T-chart, I have split this iguana problem into 2 separate reasons. So we're going to go with the green, Alex's opinion. Alex's opinion is iguanas are a great pet. And then in the red on the other side of the T-chart, we're going to have Alex's mum's opinion, which is an iguana is not a great pet. Iguanas are not great pets. So as I go through that video, I'm going to just record a couple of reasons for both. Now, when you go back to your independent task, I would like you to continue on with this T-chart and give it as much detail as you can. I hope you can do a good job. The more effort you put in, the better it will be. So let's look at Alex's reasons first and foremost. So I'm going to change my color here. Hopefully you can see this well. I'm going to change it to green. And we're going to look at why iguanas are a great pet. Now, at the start of the text, Alex said that, well, the reason why this iguana would be a great pet is because, first and foremost, he said that they're quiet and cute. So we have to record that down. So they are quiet and cute. Now, you might not think that an iguana is cute at all. And remember, that's okay. That's your opinion. But Alex is of the opinion that an iguana is really cute. And we have to value everyone's opinion. No one's opinion is better than anyone else's. And that's something very important. Oops, changed it. Let me go back to green. All right, now let's look at Mum's retort. Now, a retort is just Mum's comeback, her counter argument. Now, she said that, well, it's actually ugly. And she even compared it to a tarantula. So we're going to write down, it's actually ugly. So Mum's disagreeing. Mum's like, no, I don't think an iguana is cute at all. I think they're ugly. She didn't really mention much about it being quiet. But she did mention it was ugly. Back to Alex again. Another reason Alex had was somewhere along the lines in the text, he also said that they're small. And a small pet is a convenient pet to keep. He can keep, the iguana in its cage, and he can place the cage near his soccer trophies. So let's write down, he's small. That's another reason why an iguana would be a great pet. Now, look, I can definitely understand that argument. I mean, imagine having an elephant as a pet. It'd be very, very unlikely. And why? It's because they're huge. Now, an iguana is very little. So his opinion is that this will be a very easy pet to keep because it isn't very big. Now let's look at mum. Mum actually says, well, they actually grow to be 6 feet long. So they actually grow to be 6 feet long, which is pretty long, right? So here we have got 2 reasons already for you. Have a look at them, 2 reasons for each. All right, so there you have it, boys and girls. I have just very well created a T-chart, and on that T-chart, I've made 2 columns, one for Alex's point of view for his opinion, and then on the other side in the red, Mum's point of view with her opinion. And I have looked at the text and I have recorded reasons for why an iguana is a great pet and why an iguana isn't a great pet. What I want you to do now in your independent activity is to go back, watch that video, freeze frame it, pause it, find reasons why an iguana is a great pet and put that in your T-chart. Find reasons why an iguana is not a great pet, put that in your T-chart. Once you're done, read it back, show it to mum, show it to dad. I can't wait to see them myself. Best of luck, best wishes. I hope that you have nailed that success criteria today and you feel more confident. So let's recap that first before I say goodbye for today. All right, let's recap that first. All right, so our learning intention was we are learning to recognize different opinions in a text. Now we looked at Mum's reasons why an iguana is not a good pet, and we looked at Alex's reasons why an iguana is a good pet. So did we do that? I feel like we have. I hope you feel like we have too. Our success criteria. I know what an opinion is. Hopefully by now, after a couple of days of this, you feel much more confident. Remember, an opinion is yours. It belongs to you. It doesn't need to be right. It doesn't need to be wrong. It's just yours. It's something that you think. It's something that you feel. I know people have different opinions. I hope you understand that too, all right? And it's really important to be respectful of other people's different opinions, to treat people fairly and to treat people kindly and to show compassion and care for them, even though they might not agree with your opinion. And that's okay. Someone might like basketball more than you like soccer. Someone might like soccer more than you like basketball. It doesn't matter as long as you are being respectful. And lastly, I recognize people use different reasons to support their opinions. Now we got to see Alex and we got to see his mum. We did our own T-chart where they focused on explaining their reasons why an iguana would be a good pet and why they wouldn't be a good pet. We were able to look at all 3 of our success criteria today. Now, good luck with your task at hand, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks, guys.